Good afternoon, Jaguars, and welcome to this week's live episode of MVTV. I'm Audrey Grabmeyer.
And I'm Hannah Barnes. To kick things off, we'd like to take a moment to shout out some Jaguars doing great things. The first shout out goes to the DECA team. On Monday, 20 students traveled to Manhattan, Kansas for the state DECA competition.
18 out of 20 students placed in at least one competition category, and 6 students qualified for DECA Nationals in Orlando during April. They are Josh Glunt and Dylan Wooten in Business Law Team Decisions, Bennett Hayes and Alex Schiffman in Travel and Tourism Team Decisions, Thomas Babcock in Principles of Finance, and Seth Hobson in Entrepreneurship.
A second congratulation goes to Yearbook and Newspaper. They earned a combined total of 25 awards at the Regional Journalism Contest last week. They earned 6 first-place honors, and seniors Allie Wynn and Annie Myers led the way by placing in 3 different categories. State is Saturday, May 4th at KU. Best of luck to both of them in their next competitions.
This episode, we'll take a look into what spring break will look like for many students, a new addition to the Catty Shack, and the classic return of the McDonald's Shamrock Shake. Stay tuned, Jags!
On Monday, March 4th, the band performed their annual winter concert in the main gym. The Blue and Silver Band performed 5 songs each and got to showcase what they've been working on all year. Many parents, students, and people around the community came to watch the concert. Thank you to everyone who came to support.
Speaking of the wonderful Jaguar Band, I've heard they're headed somewhere special today for their spring break trip.
Well, you've heard right. Let's head to reporter Ashley Grega to learn more about the band's trip to the happiest place on earth.
Thank you so much. With spring break just around the corner, over 70 band students are taking it as an opportunity to go to a music workshop down in Disney World.
We are participating in a workshop called Your Instrumental, and what we do is we go inside of a recording studio on the Disney properties, and the kids sight read a bunch of music, and they have a conductor that works with them, and then they eventually perform to a Disney video. They provide the underscore music to it.
The band had to raise a lot of money to make this trip possible.
We did multiple fundraisers. We sold mattresses, we sold mulch, we worked at the concession stands here at Mill Valley, and we sold program ads for one of our concert programs. We're going to all the Disney parks, and then we're also going to both of the Universal parks. We actually take a truck down, a rental truck. We put all of their instruments and all of their luggage in the truck, and it's going to leave on Wednesday, so it'll get there Thursday evening, and then we'll come back Tuesday, so we don't have to check any of our instruments. I think that the kids really enjoy it. It's kind of a unique opportunity to get to do the workshop that they put on, and I haven't seen a whole lot of other places where we get to do something like that, and who doesn't want to see Mickey Mouse?
That sounds like a lot of fun, band. I hope you guys have a great time and enjoy all the warm weather. This has been Ashley Grega reporting for MVTV.
Oh.
That looks like so much fun. I hope they have a great time on the trip.
Me too. Speaking of spring break, the students in Mill Valley are traveling all over for their time off.
Sophia Ralston gives us a glimpse at what some students are doing over break, and for those staying in Shawnee, Tina Talavera reports on several fun things to do in KC next week.
I hated that. Hold on.
You should.
Every year, students make plans with friends and family for the week-long break we have in March. According to Travel Agent Central, 53% of millennials plan to take a spring break vacation this year. Let's take a look at what Mill Valley students plan to do.
What are you doing for spring break?
I'm going to Greece and Italy.
Well, my sister's going to the Dominican with my mom, so I might go fishing with my dad.
I'm going to hang out with a friend.
I plan to stay home and watch Netflix. Yeah.
What are you doing for spring break?
I am going to get a summer job.
Taking naps and hanging with friends.
I'm going to Dairy Queen.
I'm going with the band to Disney World.
I'm going to Jamaica.
What are your plans for spring break?
I'm going to Florida and Colorado.
I'm going to be making a lot of pizzas at Papa Murphy's, so feel free to stop by.
Looks like we all have very exciting plans for our time off. Have a great spring break, Jaguars. This has been Sophia Ralston reporting for MVTV.
If you're sad that you're not heading to the beach this spring break, well, I have a few fun ideas for a great staycation here in KC.
To kick off spring break on Sunday, March 10th, grab some friends and head down K7 to Sporting Park to watch Sporting KC take on the Philadelphia Union at 2 p.m. Then on Tuesday, March 12th, the Food Network star Guy Fieri has opened up a new taco restaurant called Guy Fieri Dive and Taco Joint, located in the Power and Light District. Enjoy half-price shareable items during happy hour from 5 to 7 p.m. After eating all of those delicious tacos on Wednesday, March 13th, instead of going to the gym, head down to Jazzercise in Lenexa for a fun new way to get your workout in. Classes start anywhere between 5:30 in the morning or 6 in the evening. Head to their website for more information. If you don't have any green for St. Patrick's Day on Sunday, don't you worry. Saturday afternoon, take a trip to your local thrift stores like Savers to find cheap and unique pieces. Finally, to end the week on a high note, on Sunday, March 17th, spend the day at the Kansas City St. Patrick's Day Parade. The parade begins at 11 a.m. and starts at Linwood and Broadway and proceeds south along Broadway ending at 43rd Street. Don't forget to wear green.
Have a great spring break, Jags. This has been Tina Talavera reporting for MVTV.
Thanks, ladies. Hopefully the weather in some of these places is better than it's been in KC.
Let's go to Bella for a weather update and sports with Rylee.
Good afternoon, Jaguars. This is Bella Line here with your weekend weather update. Tomorrow expect a low of 39 and a high of 45 with mostly cloudy skies. On Saturday, expect a low of 30 and a high of 56 with expected thunderstorms. And finally, on Sunday, expect a low of 26 and a high of 46 with sunny skies. This will be a great weekend to go check out the 2019 KC Auto Show downtown. That's all for this week. Have a great spring break, Jags.
Good afternoon, Jaguars, and welcome to this week's sports segment. I'm Rylee Ferguson. To start off, the girls' basketball team took on Olathe North in the sub-state championship game last Saturday. The girls fought hard and forced it to overtime, but it wasn't enough as they lost 74-56. Congrats on a great season, girls. With winter sports now over, let's head to sports reporter Delaney Kemp with an athlete spotlight.
James Smith is a great asset for our team because he brings consistency. He is a hard-working teammate, and he is a great role model for our program and our young kids.
Trinity shows leadership with our, just the everyday commitment to what she's done to be the basketball player she is, how she treats her teammates, the effort she gives in practicing games and outside when even on her own. And she's a consummate teammate who truly cares about how others do and just kind of all the things that make a great basketball player in person. She embodies those things.
I chose Matt Sanlari as our Senior Wrestler of the Year because of his 4-year dedication and commitment to our program, and he's always at practice working hard. He's a big fan of Mill Valley Wrestling. He comes to the varsity meets on the weekends when he's free to watch and support, and the kids love him, so that's our choice.
Bree LaLuke is definitely a team leader for our girls bowling team. She comes to practice every day and works hard. She's always willing to help the younger bowlers with technique and form and that kind of thing. Bree also excels in the classroom. She has excellent grades, and she's just a good human being.
We chose Chris Springer because he encompasses a great athlete and a great team player. He qualified in all of his individual events for swimming this year, which is a great accomplishment. And on top of that, he really encourages our younger players to really be the best that they can be at practice and during a meet. So that's why we chose him.
Thanks, Delaney. Last Friday, 2 of our bowlers went to Wichita to compete at state bowling. Junior Bree LaLuke placed 28th in the state, and sophomore Carson Turpin placed 68th in the state. Congrats on a great season. That's all for this week's sports segment. I'm Rylee Ferguson. Have a good break, Jags.
Thanks, guys. Hey, Audrey, did you know Mardi Gras was on Tuesday?
I did, and actually on Tuesday, our French students celebrated it, a French holiday that stands for Fat Tuesday. Fat Tuesday refers to the last day of eating large amounts of food before the healthier days of Lent begin. French students brought in food including jambalaya, rice, gumbo, cornbread, and lots of king's cake. They were able to enjoy food while talking and hanging out with their friends. French students also played games such as a cakewalk, a guessing game about the history of Mardi Gras, and beaded necklaces. It was a great success, and great job to the students to help Ms. Highlander put it on.
There has also been a new addition to Mill Valley's beloved Catty Shack.
Recently, they've begun to accept debit cards as payment for purchases. Reporter Mallory Shelk tells us more.
Debit cards are becoming an important component of the average person's spending pattern. Let's see how the Catty Shack incorporated this into their business.
The school store started taking debit cards about 2 weeks ago. We purchased a whole new register system called the Square.
Whenever somebody makes a purchase, it automatically deducts it from the inventory in our system, and whenever we restock, we put that new stock into the system, so it makes it really easy for our production department to keep track.
So we have a new way to take inventory, keep track of our inventory, whole new cash register system, and now the ability to take debit and credit cards.
Smaller businesses, that's something that's kind of a staple, being able to accept debit and credit cards. So we feel like, if we wanted to really move up and, be a better business, then we needed to provide that service for our customers.
Now we can bring in spiritware and other items that are a little bit higher priced because people don't have to rely on having cash. We have Sherpas and beanies and baseball hats.
And if you order any items online, it will ship to us in the Catty Shack. It'll only take a couple of days to ship, and then you can come pick it up from us.
We have probably doubled our income in the last 2 weeks with the ability to offer higher end products, and now people can buy more. We are one of the last schools that have a school store to finally use debit cards. So all of Blue Valley has it, all the Shawnee Mission schools have it. That's what capitalism is all about.
Make sure to stop by the Catty Shack and make your first debit card purchase. This has been Mallory Shelk reporting for MVTV.
Thanks, Mallory. I think after this episode, I'm going to have to go get myself a warm cookie and a slushie.
Lately, I've had another traditional snack on my mind. The Shamrock Shakes have returned to McDonald's for a limited time in celebration of St. Patrick's Day.
Let's head to Morgan Blueball and Adele Warford to tell us more about this annual treat.
Since the 1970s, the Shamrock Shake has been a big staple here at McDonald's during the St. Patty's Day season. We talked to 3 students to get their opinions on the drink. And I take it to the kitchen to see if I can recreate these tasty treats. Then we ask these 3 same students which they like the best. Let's get started.
I really like Shamrock Shakes, and it's always my favorite time of the year to go to McDonald's.
No other places sell things like Shamrock Shakes, but of course there's places that sell like mint ice cream, but it's not really the same, so.
I've never had one before, so I'm excited to try one for the first time. I don't know what they're gonna taste like.
I like them because I'm a big fan of mint ice cream, and you can't get them every day, so it's kind of special.
I just think it's really good and refreshing.
To a blender, add 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream. Next, add 1/2 cup of half and half, 1/4 teaspoon mint extract, and 5 drops of green food coloring. Blend to a creamy consistency.
Okay, let's try the one on the right first. What do you guys think? It's very green.
It's okay.
It's natural.
It kind of looks fake.
Yeah.
I'm not. That one kind of tastes like toothpaste.
I don't know. I kinda like it.
real.
I don't know. I don't know which one's real. I haven't had one yet.
I feel like the left is real.
I tried, but the McDonald's shake is still the best. Come to McDonald's and get your Shamrock Shake today. This has been Morgan Blueball and Adele Warford reporting for MVTV.
Thanks, Adele and Morgan.
To wrap up this episode, Bennett Doyle will bring us a brand new installment of What's Happening Now.
Hello there. Welcome to this week's episode of What's Happening Now. On the 22nd, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft was charged with 2 counts of soliciting sex and suspected human trafficking in South Florida. The charges came after police used video surveillance to observe activity outside several day spas and massage parlors. Police say that Kraft and others used the parlors as centers for human trafficking and prostitution, as if we need another reason to hate the Patriots. Last Thursday, President Trump met with North Korean Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un for another summit in which they discussed plans of denuclearization and ending sanctions in North Korea. Trump is pushing North Korea to give up its nuclear warheads, and the Supreme Leader wants Trump to end the economic sanctions placed on North Korean imports. The leaders were unable to come to an agreement, which led President Trump to walk out of the meeting and cancel the meal he and Kim were supposed to share together. On February 23rd, the Academy held the 91st annual Oscars, which went hostless for the first time in 30 years. Green Book won big, taking home Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Original Screenplay. The biggest surprise of the night came with Bohemian Rhapsody taking home 4 awards, including Best Actor, Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing, and most surprisingly of all, Best Editing. Well, that's all we have for this week's episode of What's Happening Now. Peace.
That's all for this week's live episode of MVTV. I'm Audrey Grabmeyer.
And I'm Hannah Barnes. Please stay tuned for the office announcements following the credits.